There you are, bucko. Welcome back to another thrilling episode of the most creepiest videos that might just creep you up all night and change your reality. I'm Jet Ski Chuck, and remember, don't believe everything you hear or see on this video. It's strictly for entertainment purposes only. Be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button to help your boy out, and let's dive straight in. Big Pelican spotted. It looks like he does have a solar panel CPU unit GPS graphics card on his back, doesn't it? A town council candidate in Canford, New Jersey went viral.
Mr. Thilly, I started your time.
Why did our taxes go up so much?
He was clean with it. I'm not gonna lie. He was a problem back in his day. I'm telling you right now. He's still a problem.
I just came across this tactical hand signal chart. Have a look at the sniper. Grabbing the hat, the sniper. This is seconds before the shooting, guys. In the ear. And then the guy behind him. Couple signals there. This looked like what other buddy was doing. It says suspect. I can't piece that together. But that one is very interesting. I'm curious as to why those people aren't being questioned right now. What do you guys think?
All right, we got a hospital full of ghosts. I don't know if this is real or not. What I do know is that it's hilarious. Enjoy it. All right, let's see.
Hey, what's up? Ah! Come on, New York!他一直引我过去的，他一直引我啊！哎，那什么东西啊？那是……啊！我操！我不要拍了啦！啊！我操！你看他在偷看了，我看。我不相信他的。第几个？只有他的名字。มันเซโลดิเบไว้มันสิปูเบไว้มันสิเบไว้
that was entertaining.
Look, I'm sorry I gotta be the one to tell you this, but this is you. You see, the big homie Morpheus was in line when he said,
"What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain."
So everything you perceive as real is just this system interpreting things. All your favorite celebrities and everybody you admire behind all the skin, the clothes, and the muscles, this is them. So all that stuff you've been stressing over, all those bills, all those problems you have in your life, when you really peel it back, this is the cause of it. So when you strip away the ego, it kind of looks kind of funny, kind of looks kind of silly. Don't get it twisted. Life is real. But your fears, doubts, and comparisons, those are just all interpretations. They're signals. But the good news is those signals can be changed. So if your whole world is shaped by how this system interprets reality, then maybe it's time you did some rewiring. And look, I'm not trying to tell you to ignore your problems or to ignore the problems of the world. I'm trying to tell you to not let them own you. So take a step back and zoom out and realize that you're the one that's interpreting the game. So why not change the rules?
If you get to heaven, write this down. You get to heaven and you don't find me there, you have gone to hell.
What?
If you get to heaven, write this down. You.
Oh my goodness, who is this? He is a menace. A person crawls into a symbol of his humility. It is in Russian. I had to translate it. What is going on? I need a vacation, y'all. I need a vacation.
2, 1. Two, one.
That actually looks like a lot of fun. We really have no clue what these mirrors truly are. I remember doing that when I was a kid. I had a medicine mirror and I'll pull it in front of the regular mirror and it'll do the exact same thing this is doing. People are saying they are possibly portals. Let's dive a little deeper into mirrors.
A black mirror, black obsidian mirror, also known as a scrying mirror, was used throughout history as a tool for divination and fortune telling. People would stare at it and ask themselves questions or ask outwardly beings questions. You could ask it about past relatives who are no longer here, present events, and things to come in the future. One of the first examples we see of this is in Snow White with Mirror Mirror on the Wall. What most people don't know is that we use black scrying mirrors every day. Don't believe me? Then what's this? And this? And these? And lastly this. Remember, television has the prefix tele. Tele means over distance. So this black mirror gives a vision over distance. You see it in words like telegram, which is sending messages over distance. Telepathy, which is communicating over distance mentally. And lastly, teleport. Remember, a black hole is a portal. Don't let it fly over your heads, y'all. What does this make us if we have all these black mirrors around us? Once seen, it can't be unseen. And in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king.
Our phones are black mirrors. That is crazy. You know what else it made me remind me of? Y'all ain't gonna believe this connection. The plantar. I could be saying it wrong, but I could show you better than I can tell you. Hayusen, look at this. On Lord of the Rings. Gandalf tried to warn him. He said, we don't know who all has them. You know, they're not all accounted for. When Peregrine grabbed it and he started shaking, you know, these things are demonic. They communicating. Lord of the Ring was such a good series. That's one of my favorite movies, trilogies of all time. How old were you when you realized I'm rubber, you're glue? Whatever you say to me bounces off me and sticks to you is a mirror spell. Damn. I'm not saying people gotta say something to defend themselves if they getting bullied, but that might be a reflection. Somebody in the comments says, wait till you hear about the birthday song. The birthday song is an aging spell. Every time you say the birthday song, you age. That's why I told you on my birthday, man, I say grateful, happy G-Day. I'm grateful to be alive. I ain't blowing out no candles. How crazy is that? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
You lock yourself into a mirror and you stare into your own eyes in the mirror. You are not looking at yourself. That is not you. That's an actual being on the other end of that world that's mimicking you. All right, and this is a powerful thing that must be known and must be understood completely. All right, that when you are looking into a mirror, you are looking at fallen entities that are mimicking you. All right, and the elites will never tell you that. The oppressors will never tell you that. This is why they got a mirror in every house, just like they got a TV in every house. They all go hand in hand. All right. Also, beings can enter into your home and into your aura field through your mirror. This is why anciently our ancestors, they wanted nothing to really do with mirrors. If you look at because we wasn't really never enslaved like that anyway. But the few of us that would get caught and go into slavery, we wasn't in no mirrors. We looking at the water. We want to see ourselves. We're going to look into a natural source, which is water. Water also gives you a reflection of yourself, as well as metal. These are things that we place here on the planet naturally. A mirror isn't a natural thing, all right? It's a holographic world designed to keep you trapped in.
How cool would it be to look at water for your reflection all the time, like on Lion King? That's kind of a hazard and a lot of maintenance. I would love to look into water every day. Could this be the origin of the magic mirror?
Hello? This is your king! Oh my, thank goodness. You see what they've done to me? This is the thanks I get? Go! Oh.
This is the thanks you deserve. Hang it on the wall in the dungeon.
Please, no! Don't.
How creepy was that? Do you have any mirror stories or any mirror references? I want to hear it in the comments below. Now let's get to the specimen. If you thought I didn't have an excellent specimen for you today, think again. Feast your eyes on this geode. No name on this, but the inside is certainly dazzling. I got the perfect name for this one. But if we could quick look inside of it and just see the beautiful colors, it just is quite extraordinary. If I had to name this piece, I would call it heliocentric.
So let me see if I got this straight. You're trying to tell me that this is a natural rock formation? Oh, you son of a ballbag. This is known as the Three Rock Whales in Thailand, and it's been given that name because people say it resembles a family of whales, a mommy whale, a daddy whale, and a baby whale. But the official narrative says that it's just a natural rock formation that was formed over 75 million years ago. But check the catch, 75 million years ago, this whole region was underwater. Oh, we got your ass now. So what people are saying is that the reason why they look like whales, because brother, that's what they are. Petrified giant whales. Oh my days. So what we're trying to say is that many years ago, everything grew to an enormous size. Vegetation, animals, even humans. And at some point, there was a cataclysm that petrified many living things and turned them into stone. But the eyes are useless when the mind is blind.
Huge shout out to the Bully Slayer. It's so good to be seeing him posting again. Call me crazy, but you could still see the barnacles still on these whales. 3 Whale Rock. Add it to the bucket list. I was today years old when oh wow, I found out the signature line isn't a line at all. Wait until you find out. Wait till you find out that Uncle Sam pulls loans against your SS when you're born, and when they can't pay other countries these loans back, they print more money to make your dollar worth less. So you need to work more for the same lifestyle. Damn. I don't know if that's true or not, but that is definitely a crazy theory.
Oh, you son of a... How did you manage to do this? Now, if you want to see some of the most beautiful structures in the world, then you need to go to India. This is the Chittorgarh fort, and they say it was built in the 7th century, and it is the largest fort in the whole of Asia. It holds 65 historical structures, which include 19 large temples, 20 large waterbeds, 4 palaces, 4 memorials, a victory tower, and so much more. Just look at the attention to detail. Absolutely splendid. From the ground up, it's 591 feet in height, and the area span is 691 acres. Absolutely incredible. You have to understand, this structure is over 1,300 years old. Like, what technique was they using? What skill set did they have? But more importantly, what equipment did they have at their disposal? There's so many temples like this that people struggle to explain. But trust me, the truth is stranger than fiction.
Shout out to Perrine Mohan and One File Vile for putting this really on the spotlight. It really can't get enough attention. You mean to tell me people just was jumping on ladders, chiseling this immaculate structures? I don't think so, bucko.
Why am I just finding out that people are living in the Grand Canyon? Why am I just finding out that people are living in the Grand Canyon? And I'm not talking about on the outskirts, but deep within, as in you need to take an 8-mile hike to get in or out, unless you're taking a mule or going via helicopter. This is in Supai, Arizona. It's called the Supai Village in the Havasu Canyons and the Grand Canyon. And this place is completely rural. They have a population of about 200 people, and it falls outside of the Grand Canyon National Park jurisdiction. It is by the Havasupai tribe, who have been there for over 1,000 years, and they administer the land completely on their own. They have their own culture, their own tradition, their own laws, and hikers and tourists need a full reservation in order to go there. I can't imagine what it's like to live there, because there's limited to no Wi-Fi or cell service, and they get their mail, they get their packages only via a mule. This is insane. I didn't even know this existed. I didn't even know this was allowed, based on the fact that the most of the Grand Canyon is completely blocked off to the public. But they've been there for over 1,000 years, so they actually have rain on this particular part of the land. Tourists who have been there, though, said that now it's become a bit of a run-down area. It's almost like living in a third world place. Some people have witnessed DV or things that seem a bit eerie, but I can't confirm or deny any of this. It's all alleged in regards to how they live. However, I do know that Supai Village does indeed exist. If you heard about it, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Would you move there, especially with the state of the world right now? If you don't know what I'm talking about, save this video, go look into it, come back, let me know what you think. If I find out any more interesting details, I'll be back. Per usual, this is all alleged. Like, follow, stay for some more tea.
I'm gonna visit for about a week and then I'm leaving. It's just an ancient quarry anyways, but it makes you think, what exactly were they digging and looking for at the Grand Canyon if it was a quarry? What type of artifacts did they find? Because obviously they stopped.
Have y'all seen something come out of a mirror? So people are just now starting to find out how sinister mirrors really are. This girl made a video. Have y'all seen something come out of a mirror? So people are just now starting to find out how sinister mirrors really are. This girl made a video encouraging other people to get in the bathroom in the dark and watch their face change in the mirror. They think it's new, but little do they know, things like that have been around forever. Like, y'all remember the Bloody Mary thing? If you did that, let me know in the comments what happened. Come right back to this. So I know that you know in movies we always see demons and things like that in the mirror. Specifically in the dark. But like I said, this has been going on for a long time. And there's actually a whole lot more to look into than just mirrors. The chemical compound used to turn glass into mirrors is actually alchemical. And alchemy is basically like a magic. Alchemists are considered to have played a role in the development of mirrors. Could have guessed that. Especially when you get into this. Screenshot to read it. And what really is chemistry but a great
Don't screenshot that. That looked like some demonic stuff.
mixing pot full of chemicals and things to make other things. Like the spells in Disney movies. And speaking of Disney, do you remember Mirror, Mirror on the Wall? And they would summon this demon? You know, Disney actually shows you the hidden truth. Witches and warlocks went into hiding, but they're really hiding right in front of your face on the TV. Which is why in the movie The Ring, you can see this demon crawling out the TV. Y'all, they don't keep any secrets. People are just blind. You really think this was just a creative idea? Now back to alchemy being quite literally black magic, you can see that it's portrayed as chemistry wizard hybrids, much like astrology is a form of divination. There's many different kinds of magic. Okay, now that you understand that mirrors are literally made out of black magic as launching pads to other dimensions through alchemy and magic, probably told them by the fallen angels to create this formula. Let's see what happened to this girl who's unknowingly performing divination in a dark bathroom gazing into a mirror. Pay close attention, I got one more thing to show you.
Guys, my face started to shapeshift. And I'm not crazy, I'm telling you, try this yourself. You will see. I do not know why no one knows about this. Personally, my face shapeshifted the first time I did this, into a cat.
She said cat, you heard that? So you notice how all the young children are going around saying meow, and we have Doja Cat dressing like a cat and Lady Gaga saying meow? It's quite literally a demonic spirit that's persuading children and other adults to act like a cat.
That was my first time hearing about people saying meow. I don't know. I'm not that hip. So I couldn't tell you what's going on nowadays. But I didn't say Bloody Mary, but I remember trying that Candyman. I went in the mirror. I never watched Candyman or Bloody Mary to this day, you know, but someone was over my house, little bad kids. Hey, man, I dare you to go in the mirror and say Candyman 3 times. They were too scared to do it. I'm like, man, I'll go do it. You got to turn the lights off. All right, I hit it. Candyman, Candyman, Candyman. Nothing. At one point in your life, you try to see if you can really sing. Okay.
That's true again.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was about to go crazy. Hey, keep practicing. You'll get there.
That theory that you should never sleep in front of a mirror proved to be true.
It's real. Yeah, it's real.
And this is why. So
Why?
me and my sister, right? We shared a big queen size bed, right? On this side, there's no mirror. On this side, there's a mirror.
And you faced it?
So no, this is what I did. So every time we alternated every night.
Yeah.
So because the charger was on this side of the mirror.
Okay.
So you know me, I don't charge my phone.
Yeah.
So first night I was there, I was already having bad dreams. Like I was waking up like the white ladies right outside my window. I was paranoid.
Yeah.
So the next time I sleep on the second day, I sleep on the side without the mirror. I'm Cade. I'm peaceful as
You don't have to worry.
I don't have to worry. But it was on, I think, the third or second last day when I got sick. I got stomach issues. And I was sleeping in front of the mirror. And when at the middle of the night, I remember hearing that theory that you should never sleep in front of a mirror.
I think if it depends too if the house has bad energy or not. Like you might need an exorcist to come in there and, you know, throw some holy water in the air or something.
Have you ever wondered what's really behind a mirror? There is a theory that mirrors not only reflect your image, but are portals to another dimension, a dimension inhabited by entities that imitate our behavior, waiting for the perfect moment to cross. This theory was born in the 1960s, when a group called the Reverb Project conducted secret experiments with mirrors. Leaked reports say that during testing, the reflections began to move independently, even when the people were no longer there. It's said that if you stare into a mirror in complete darkness for more than 3 minutes, you might notice something strange. Your reflection might blink out of sync, or even smile at you, even if you don't. For this reason, many warn, never have two mirrors facing each other in a room. That infinite hallway you see could be the door these entities need to cross. Now tell me, do you dare to look at your mirror tonight?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't look in the mirror that much. I be thanking God sometimes when I be editing these videos, like ain't nothing on my face, thank goodness. No crumbs on my mouth. I'm terrible. I probably should, depending on thousands of people see me every day, but I be checking myself out on this camera. I'm like, dang man, I need a haircut. I apologize, y'all. Vanity isn't my strong point, but I do try to keep my hair faded. It's been a rough patch for your boy, but I'm gonna get back to it and stop looking like I'm fresh out the Yountie. People's always used to make fun of my clothes, my shoes. You know, I ain't never had a fade. I learned how to cut my own hair. You know, vanity just eluded me. You know, I didn't care about having Jordans. You know, the freshest gear. I do not care. You can miss me with all that.
The program began in December 1990 at the Institute of Experimental Medicine of the Academy of Sciences Siberian branch. The main piece of equipment is called a Kazerev mirror. The mirror is a spiral-shaped metal structure the size of a small closet. It's designed to capture and focus psychic energy in the middle of the spiral. There, the occupant, called a psychonaut, embarks on their psychic journey. When they were inside the mirror, they started calling this Kazerev space. And when they were in Kazerev space, participants were feeling and seeing the same things. Almost 90% of participants felt like they were flying. Most saw outer space, celestial bodies, and even UFOs. During longer sessions, another strange phenomenon was common: visualization and the manifestation of symbols. But people weren't seeing these symbols in their minds. The symbols were appearing in the room, and 68% of people felt the presence of intelligent entities in Kazerev space. They started calling these entities the observers. The observers were consistently described as humanoid, but not human. They were very bright, like made of light. No one was able to make out any features. On a few occasions, an observer actually communicated. Most participants found communicating with the observers to be an unpleasant experience. But time travel was experienced by over 40% of the participants. Now, most of those experiences were the person at various stages of their life. Some view their life like watching a movie. Others were actually able to interact with and participate in their life in the past. Also, there were many people who observed or participated in historical events. Nikolai Kazerev believed that time was energy. And he believed that time energy could carry information to and from the physical world. He thought some people may have tapped into this time energy, which gave them access to different points in time. Now, all this research done in Siberia in the 90s using Kazerev mirrors is amazing, but is it true? Well, it's a difficult story to debunk. On one hand, mainstream science doesn't take any of this seriously. On the other hand, major intelligence agencies do. But if their technology works, why isn't it more widespread? You absolutely can buy Kazerev mirrors. You can buy blueprints to build your own. The process is well documented. There are even a couple of patents. The materials are not that expensive. Still, it's a technology that's way on the fringe. Now, whether you believe in the Kazerev mirror or not comes down to, do you believe Nikolai Kazarev's theory about time energy and the ether? Now, Kazerev had a few ideas rejected by mainstream science that were later proven to be true. What if he's right about this too? But using a mirror to reflect time, that sounds very science fiction-y. And it was, until last month. Scientists at the Advanced Science Research Center at the City University of New York conducted an experiment. They sent an electromagnetic wave through a metamaterial. These waves also have a time component that can be measured. The wave went in moving forward and came out moving backward. This is what's called a time reflection, and this was pure theory until now. Now, despite all this potential, mainstream science won't take this technology seriously. Kazarev's theory, whether real or not, has a great message for humanity. That we're not bound by fate or determinism, but have the potential to shape our own reality with our choices and actions. We, all of us, should download the plans, grab some sheets of aluminum, and see what we can discover. So I don't know what your plans are this weekend, but me, I'm going to Home Depot. Wanna come with?
I'm going to Home Depot and I'm gonna get some stuff to build a mirror designed by Kazerev. I don't know if it'll work or not, but I hope it does because this timeline sucks.
My timeline's pretty blessed. I'm not gonna lie. All praises to the Most High. He's not gonna throw anything at you that you can't handle.
You can see me? How's the mirror know? What does it know? You can see me? How's the mirror know? What does it know? I'm blocked. How does the mirror know?
This is kind of crazy if you think about it. Because look, her towel is up and yet her reflection is behind it. Like, you're looking at this like it's a mirror. Of course it can see it, but the thing is the towel's in the way. I'm super confused on this one.
Can anyone explain how does the mirror know that there's an object there?
Oh my god. How does the mirror know that that's there?
There can be only two explanations. Either our mirrors are Illuminati witchcraft, or that's just how reflections work. You decide.
Alright, people are saying, don't want to be a nerd, it's because the mirrors have angles. I would be more impressed, like I get that mirrors have angles, I would be more impressed if it was a smaller mirror. Maybe a larger surface to hide it, to really see how is it capturing the image. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Are people crazy or are mirrors really portals? What is going on? What in the world is going on? Something strange is happening underground. So many different ways you could spin this. It could be the orcs assembling their armies underground. People talk about Agartha being a whole entire world up under us, and maybe they just got a little too close to the surface on this one. I don't know, but it's definitely a mystery.
The ironic thing about life is that you are a different person to everyone you meet. To some you're quiet, to others you never stop talking. Some remember you for your kindness, others for the time you walked away. You are a villain in someone's story, a hero in another's. And to most, you're just a passing thought, a name they once knew. You don't exist as one person, but as countless versions of yourself, shaped by fleeting moments and personal perceptions. And here's what's unsettling. You will never truly know yourself the way others do. You will never hear your own laughter the way someone else does. You will never see the way your absence lingers in a room you used to fill. To yourself, you are just you. But in reality, you are 1,000 different stories, none of which you will ever get to read.
That's why I try my best to stay positive and look on the brighter side of things. You never know whose life you may impact.
There exists a world that you can only reach between 3:11 a.m. and 3:17 a.m. Before you travel, I must advise you of a few rules. 1. If you see a shadow without a source, do not approach. It's searching for something to latch onto, and if it catches you, you'll never shake it off. 2. When a man in tailcoats offers you something like money or fame, politely decline and walk away. He always takes more than he offers, so who knows what you might lose. 3. If you notice the trees swaying in the breeze, run. There is no wind in this world, and nothing moves by itself. 4. And most important of all, if the stars begin to flicker in rhythm, do not look up. Those aren't stars, and they don't like to be watched. Safe travels.
The terrifying part of this story is I heard the gates of hell open every day at 3 a.m.
In the 1850s, just after the last reset, there began a massive push to reintroduce technology, culture, and even people to the world. World's fairs had these massive exhibits called live infant incubators. These exhibits were insanely popular, drawing millions of visitors. They even had nurses in uniforms acting like caretakers. The babies weren't premature. They were being artificially gestated. This wasn't just a medical breakthrough. This was unfathomably advanced technology. Artificial wombs, mass baby production. Sounds a whole lot like a new world being repopulated after something big went down.
I mean, it gets pretty scary when you start thinking about homunculi and incubator babies. Makes you question if they are homunculi, what's actually driving behind the wheel.
Incidents from the past that are still unsolved today. The pilot who radioed a UFO then disappeared. In 1978, 20-year-old Australian pilot Frederick Valentich vanished over the Bass Strait after radioing that a strange craft was hovering above him. His last words were, "It's just orbiting on top of me, and it's not an aircraft." He and his plane was never seen again. The ghost ship of the Pacific. In 1955, a cargo ship called the Joyita was found adrift in the South Pacific with all 25 passengers and crew missing. No sign of struggle, no lifeboats touched, and the radio tuned to the emergency channel. To this day, not a single body has been found. The bloop, the huge sound from the ocean that nobody can explain. In 1997, underwater microphones picked up a massive ultra-low sound in the Pacific Ocean, as loud as a volcanic eruption and heard over 3,000 miles away. Scientists called it the bloop, and for years, no one knows.
The bloop could have been Godzilla having a stomach ache.
What's your order? Wait, what's this? Nah, this is fun. For a stranger, let's see what happens. I asked them for the number with the best thing here. They gave me this. I got you something too. I feel bad because you walked out of line, but yeah, I do food reviews. So right now I'm doing a food review here. So I'm just reviewing this, see if it's good or not.
Hey, not gonna lie, bro. You buying him that food might have just saved, because this very well could have been your last video. Did you see the way he stared into your soul, bro? Then when to go sit down, bro, he was plotting on you, bro. He already had his hoodie halfway up. He looked like he was already having such a bad day. Like, just imagine he had like some sort of anxiety that didn't let him leave the house for years. And the day he works up the courage to go outside, bro, a man is touching his face. This could have very easily been his last straw. Like, I'm not even sure if you saved your own life, his life, a church, a school. Shit, it looked like once he realized you guys were recording, he chilled out. Cause like, that would have been too much evidence, bro. Who knows? All I'm saying is y'all better be careful with these pranks, cause you don't know what people are going through out here, bro.
Y'all better stop messing with people, man, with those pranks. You never know what someone is going through. That's why I treat everybody with respect and dignity. Always extremely polite when I do eat out. You really shouldn't be eating out, but when you definitely want to be nice to people making your food. Damn, Damn, I love that. I like this whole vibe. I want that shirt. I want this instrument. I want to wake up to that every day. Man, that's a vibe.
According to ancient Indian books, our history is far longer and more complex than we know. It is divided into vast ages called manvantaras, each one presided over by a Manu, a progenitor or father of the human race for that era. There are said to be 14 of these Manus in every great cosmic cycle. This implies that humanity has not had one origin, but has been rebooted or guided through 14 distinct ages, each with its own spiritual leaders and divine beings. We are living in the age of the 7th Manu. This extraordinary concept suggests a cyclical history of humanity, guided and renewed over and over again.
Secret of the Manus. That sounds very similar to the 6th and 4th and 5th seals.
You think the moon's real?
No, absolutely not. The Dogon tribe in Africa talks about the time before the moon. Literally, there was a time before the moon, which means what? Which means the moon was implanted there. It was not made by, quote unquote, the original OG God. It was implanted there. And like literally, there's a whole science about how it connects to Saturn and how it's literally like an energy suck station, how it's influencing the water and the magnetism of the reproductive cycle, the hormonal cycle. We're water. We're 70-something% water. If it affects the ocean, is it affecting us? Absolutely. Saturn is communicating with the moon, and there's like a connection there, and it's pulling energy. And there was a time before the moon, which means it was planted there. Yeah.
Saturn, huh?
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard that Saturn is like Satan or something. And when you listen to Saturn, I don't know if you've ever heard of sort of this tone that comes from each planet, but when you get to Saturn, it sounds like hell.
I haven't particularly sat and listened to Saturn, but yeah, I'm not scared. Like, maybe I'll listen to it, yeah.
Wonder who he thinks placed the moon there, when it literally said he created a lesser light and a brighter light. Genesis 1:16.
Actually, Jeremy, I want to talk to you for a second. The Pentagon's UFO chief, this is a Pentagon guy, a UFO chief, the chairman of Harvard's astronomy department as well, both releasing a report on Tuesday where they wrote an artificial interstellar object could potentially be a parent craft that releases many small probes during its close passage to Earth. You've got the Pentagon talking about the idea of a mothership going above us and sending probes down.
Did you know that there is an island on Earth that is located on a lake that is located on an island that is located on a lake that is located on an island that is located in Canada? Did you know that there is an island on Earth that is located on a lake that is located on an island that is located on a lake that is located on an island that is located in Canada?
No, I did not. But they said Canada is the perfect place for a zombie apocalypse. You just need someone to watch all across all the different islands. Because what if zombies could swim?
A lot of you wanted to hear more on Turkmenistan from my previous video. It's a very beautiful and mysterious country, especially its capital, Ashgabat. Just look at the architecture. This is said to be just a Ferris wheel, a fully enclosed one. And you'll notice that star pattern in all of these beautiful structures. That's repeated all over. It's a beautiful city, but it's mostly empty. It looks like it's made to have tourists in the millions. But in fact, this country is one of the least traveled to countries in the world. The mainstream media says Turkmenistan is nothing more than just a country ruled by a dictator. A dictator that built all of this architecture for seemingly no reason. Of course, any news or communication with a majority of Turkmenistan is pretty much impossible. All the apps in the Western world, pretty much all of them are banned, and cell phones included. But one of the most beautiful parts of Turkmenistan is from above. Look at that architecture. Everything was built and laid out with such purpose and such pattern. just like those old world Tartarian structures. Is this one of the last remnants of the old world, hidden in the desert? Or if we trust the experts in the mainstream media, is it just nothing more than a dictator's playground? A dictator that seems to love to emulate the layout and infrastructure of the old world. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
What if this was one of the last Tartarian buildings ever made?
You've gotta watch this. What if I told you the reason you feel temptations for certain things and certain sins is very specific to what you're supposed to do? If you have the urge to smoke or damage your lungs, it's because your voice was made to worship. The enemy's trying to silence you, that was meant to praise. If you have crippling self-doubt or insecurity, it's because you're meant to lead and inspire. If you weren't dangerous to darkness, it wouldn't try to mute your confidence. If you have constant distraction and procrastination, it's because you carry strategy, vision, and ideas from heaven. The enemy delays you because he can't stop you, only you can. If you have an addiction to lust or it's because you carry a deep capacity for intimacy, covenant, and healing. Perverting love is how Satan prevents true restoration. If you have fear of rejection or abandonment, it's because you carry a spirit of belonging and reconciliation. You were made to gather the outcasts, so he tries to make you feel like one. If you have an obsession with appearance or body image, it's because you're meant to reflect God's glory, not the world's standards. So he's going to try to get you to hate your image. If you're drawn to witchcraft, astrology, you have a prophetic gift meant for God's kingdom. The enemy counterfeits your gift to keep you out of alignment. If you struggle with overspending or greed, it's because you're meant to be a kingdom financier. So he wants to keep you broke so he can never bless others.
I wonder what it means if you're able to see demons. Yeah, this thing. I need to learn how to play this. Look at the cows looking at him. They're like, man, we love this. That cow hasn't blinked yet. If you thought I didn't have an excellent specimen for you today, think again.
Emerald is pretty and it's certainly green, but it's neither emerald nor olivine. It's fluorine rich and bonded tight. I'm of course holding some fluorapatite. With calcium strong, phosphate in line, it forms flat hexagonal shapes given time. In coarse grain igneous rocks it stays, or sometimes in varieties of phosphate-rich clays. But here's a twist that's somewhat profound. This material's in you and it's not just in the ground. Your teeth and your bones, they owe their might to structures just like this apatite. It's tougher than enamel made only with hydro, as fluorine steps in and makes acidity lie low. That's why in your toothpaste, that minty white paste, there's fluoride to keep those teeth in their place. In soils of Morocco, in rocks from afar, it fuels our food in shops and bazaars. Crushed into phosphate to help gardens bloom, an agricultural hero, not flashy but boom. In labs it's created, in test tubes and beakers, for coatings on implants for medical seekers. Even in space on the moon's lunar crust, it hides with the secrets in silvery dust. A mineral modest but epic in role, from fossils to farming it plays a key role. A crystal enigma that's vital in bone, there's multiple reasons this mineral is grown.
If I had to name this piece, I would call it the Green Dice Jungle.
I know. They said this white woman, but they told you it's actually an Ethiopian albino. Now look at this. Now, This is why I'm trying to tell you, we cannot allow misinformation and uneducation stop the truth and tell us otherwise. I've been trying to tell you now, anybody within the cycle of what they are pushing to us, okay? What they're pushing, they will tell you this is a Palladian you're looking at. Okay? They will tell you this is a Palladian. Oh, she come from the stars. Are you serious? You see that? This is the world we lived in. It's all about culture. It's all about what they are pushing in different society based on, process of culture. But like I said, whitey people is not a different race. They are our people. They come from us as a condition. They are not a separate race. And let me be clear for people once again that push this nonsense. Any species that is different than you, let me say it again. If any species is different than you, the only thing that can make them different is compatibility. That means they cannot have your children. Let me say it one more time. That means they cannot have your children. If they can't have your children, they are compatible to you. That means they come from the same genome. They come from the same system. Okay? It is the truth. We got to tell it, and we got to stop nonsense. That is the truth. So, this is an albino, and she can go anywhere in America right now. Her credit gonna be high, and she can pass. She gonna ride, and her census, she is white. You get it? She can go places, and she will fit in just fine as white. Nobody gonna question her. Nobody gonna demand nothing. She, I know.
It's getting hot. Close the doors now!
It's hot here. It's hot.
Close the doors now!
We don't know how.
Oh, I'm getting this fun. Here's nice. I've got some air in here.
When he let that air in there, he almost messed everybody up, man. That was at Seattle International Airport. The lady was like, we don't know how. Oh, man. Lord, cover them.
Customer got upset because an all-you-can-eat fish fry didn't live up to its name.
It's false advertising.
Bill Wisseth has a beef with the all-you-can-eat fish fry at Chuck's Place in Thiensville. He was there Friday when the restaurant cut him off after he ate a dozen pieces.
We asked for more fish, and they refused to give us any more fish.
The restaurant says it was running out of fish and patience, arguing Bill has been a problem customer before. They sent him on his way with another 8 pieces, but that still wasn't enough. He was so fired up, he called the police. Why did you think you needed to call the police about it?
Well, because I think that people have to stand up for consumers.
And he wasn't done. He came back 2 days later with a picket sign. Elizabeth Remming is a waitress there and says they've tried to work with Bill over the years, like letting him have a tab he still hasn't paid off. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I've got a running account here.
Bill isn't backing down, saying his fish fry fight isn't over.
That's a rare NASCAR hat, by the way. That's a retro one. But anyways, he out cold for asking for more fish. He said it's a problem customer. That fish must be good. If I was the owner, I wouldn't know if to be mad or glad you enjoy my fish so much.
Do you have anything you want to say?
Me?
Yes, because you giggling a whole lot. Whoa.
Because I can, right?
A whole lot. You're the only one talking.
I ain't talking to myself.
You talking to somebody. You keep talking. You have anything you want to say?
Me?
Yes, because you giggling a whole lot. Whoa.
Because I can, right?
A whole lot. You're the only one talking. I ain't talking to myself. You talking to somebody. You keep talking. Yeah, man.
Is she playing the role as the Sith, or does she really have a problem with him? Man, let's wrap this up, man. That's all we got for today's video. If you made it this far, hit me with what day is it? Man, I be getting lost in these days. Friday, Super Friday banger. If you made it this far, drop Super Friday banger in the comments below. That lets me know you're a real one. You made it all the way through the video, and I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting your boy. I love you all. This was creepy and disturbing videos that might just keep you up all night and change your reality. I'm Jet Ski Chuck. Till next time.